Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to get straight into it today. I'm going to put the flyover now of the 5th hole here at Royal Waterfront. So par 5, it's a risk and reward hole. It's something where for all levels of golfer, whether you're off 28, whether you're off 10, whether you're off 4, it's very much a chance to get a shot back, get a birdie and get you moving in the right direction. So as you look at the flyover, you can see it's a dogleg to the right, and as we hit our tee shots, there's a cluster of trees that I'll be aiming at. From there, I'm going to move the ball off slightly to the right, hopefully, as we all see. It will be my first swing of the morning. And then from there, I'm going to have a look at if I can get to the green, or if I need to lay up, and what's the percentage play. I'm also going to play it as a 28 handicap would, or a 20 handicapper would. So maybe you can't reach, more than likely. And from there I'm going to show you where I would lay up to, and then when I lay up I'm going to give you a different club you might use depending on where the pin is to get it as close as possible. Because a lot of times I see when people are pitching, especially mid-handicappers or even lower handicappers, they don't hit it close enough, and there's one reason: they're trying to hit a club too hard, the club selection is not right, and they haven't necessarily assessed what's going to be the best club for the shot. So let's get in. I'm going to put you down the line as a camera now. Hopefully the sun's not beaming straight into the camera. So if I come in here, obviously as you've seen over the last 4 weeks, really as we've played the first 4 holes here at Waterfront, I've had a tendency to tee up on the right hand side, because if I'm fading that's going to be fading me now away from the trouble. I can aim a little bit further left and it was relieving me either down the left hand side or in the fairway. Well, I can't remember hitting a fairway actually, it's all been in the rough. But here today, I'm going to go the opposite. So if I tee up here on the left hand side of the tee, this allows me now a better view and more room to work this ball around the corner, hopefully into the middle of the fairway, and have that shot coming in. So if we were a mid-handicapper golfer, if we were a low handicap golfer, a single figure handicap, we would still favour the right hand side. So from the right hand side I can aim at the left edge, or really up the path that we can see here in front of us, or the left edge of those trees in the distance. From there I can fade it back. If it fades too much, he's still only in the rough on the right hand side and you've not gone into the trees. So still use the same side of the tee. Again, if you're somebody who draws the ball, come in here and aiming at those trees. Even if you finish on the left hand side, you can see straight down the hole, we're still in, and we've not gone into the trouble either side of this hole. So a good practice swing. Didn't move off the trees, it's gone pretty much straight at the trees, so I'll be, I think, hopefully for the first time, just about in the fairway. From there, we'll play 2 balls. We'll look at playing one, how I would want a handicap golfer to play, you know, to make sure you've got the best chance of getting out of there with 3 points if it's Stableford, or with a birdie if it's stroke play. And then I'm going to play it how I would, so trying to get up close to the green and then go from there. Right, let's get down there. So I've just thrown another ball down here, and this is a place that I start to see when I come out for playing lessons, when I come out with mid-handicap golfers, low-handicap golfers. This is often a place where they finish. So from here we've got around about 260 yards to the green. We've got a bunker on the right that's around about 220, and one on the left that's around about 245. So what I see too often here is the ball slightly above my feet. We've got a long way to go, and the 3-wood straight out, the hybrid straight out, to try and get it as far down as possible. And a lot of the times they either end up in one of those bunkers, end up in the thick rough, and don't think about now where the flag is. So we can see where the flag is today. We can see that it's right at the back and it's on the right hand side. So for me to have any chance of getting close to that flag, I want to now be thinking, if I'm playing down the left hand side of this fairway, so if I'm playing towards that telegraph pole in the distance, I'm then going to have a straight shot to the flag. We know we can't reach, so ideally, yes, get as far down there as we can, but we want to have hopefully the right angle to get to that flag, have a chance at a birdie. So obviously what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to be using a 3-wood. I want a shot that's something that's going to go 200 yards. So for you it might be a 3-wood, but think about your hybrid, think about something even if you're a little bit shorter, even if it only goes 150, but it's down the left hand side, we can then attack that pin, hit the middle of the green, leave ourselves with an uphill putt, which are all positives. We can then be positive, we can be aggressive with our putt because it's uphill, and we can give it a good chance. So for me here, a 200-yard shot. Normally that would probably be my 5-iron or 6-iron full out, but like we've talked about before, I don't need to put added stress on hitting a full swing, trying to go full out. Obviously from there, sometimes we don't catch it right, we might catch it heavy, it just goes 50 yards and then we've got a long shot in. So here, again, I'm a little bit closer to the ball, my stance is narrow, and I'm playing this like a chip shot, so down towards that telegraph pole. So nice and easy, that's probably carried 130, and it's pretty dry this morning. That's probably ran out and left myself maybe 120 into the flag. So from there I'm going to talk through what club I would then use and how we assess how to get as close as possible to that flag. But let's go down to mine now, play it as I would. It's a rarity, I think it's the first time I've hit the fairway, it only just hit the fairway, so let's see if I can reach and let's see how I would play that. Okay, so walking to my ball, yes, finally I've hit the fairway, so we'll take the positives. I have got 210 yards to the flag, so 210 yards to the flag, we can see that the flag's at the back of the green, so normally, like we've just discussed, that'd probably be 5-iron or close to a 4-iron. But what I'm starting to think about now is, okay, where's the best place to leave it? So if I want to have a good putt at an eagle, obviously yes, right next to the flag is great. But if I'm a little bit short and underneath the hole, I know that this is an uphill putt. So on your golf course, you'll know pretty much how the green works, where you can leave the ball and where it gives you the easiest putt. So I'm thinking now, I'm going to hit something, it is slightly downwind today, that might, even if it lands a little bit short and then runs onto the green, I know if I'm short, I've got an uphill putt. From there I can be positive, give it a good chance and get out of here with, hopefully, with a birdie. So I'm going to drop down to a 6-iron. So a 6-iron for me is going to carry probably 180. Again, it's slightly downwind, that gives me 190, which is the front of the green. So if I can get the front of the green, let it run up, I'm going to have hopefully a 15 footer for eagle, then I should be able to get out with a birdie. The pin's also on the right hand side of the green, so here I would see a lot of lower handicappers, so your single figures, try to send it straight towards the flag. I'm playing for the middle of the green, so I'm taking the flag out of it, because if I miss right, I've got a short-sided shot in the rough, I've not got a good chance of getting up and down. So I'm going to play for the middle of the green here. If it runs up, again, I know what kind of putt I'm going to be looking at. Pretty good, just left of centre, gives me that straight uphill putt. So here we are, this is the one that I chipped down here with a 4-iron, so this is the one where we're saying this is what I'd get a mid-handicapper to do. So we are, in a couple of weeks, we're going to get a mid-handicapper on the channel. We're going to show how we're going to work on his short game over the next 6 months probably, show how we're trying to work on that, to get him out here and show you how I would talk him through how to play around the golf course. This isn't his home course, he plays elsewhere, so obviously around here it's good that somebody talks him around, talks him through different shots that he might not play, and we're going to see how we can get his handicap down by the end of the year with a little bit of short game work, with a little bit of putting, with a little bit of chipping, and then coming on the golf course and trying to put different shots into play. So that's what we're going to try and do. But here I've got around about 120 yards. You can see I'm 20-30 yards short of this right bunker. I'm a good 50-60 yards short of that one on the left. So from here I know those bunkers are short of the green, so we've got 20 yards before the green, so I've got plenty of area to work with. But what I see from here is people go to try and get a full shot. So whether from 120, 130 you're playing a pitching wedge or whether you're playing an 8-iron, we've got to start to think full swings, a lot of error. If I catch that thin, that could go through the back, that could be dead. If I pull it slightly, it's in the bunker. So let's have a look how I'd play that. So I could hit a pitching wedge from here nice and easy and it'd be an 8 out of 10 shot for me. But with that pin at the back, it brings in a lot of issues. If it spins back, it leaves me a long putt. If I catch it too good downwind, it might go over the back and then although my short game's not bad, it's putting a lot more stress on what we need to do. So I've dropped down here to a 9-iron, so I know I can hit that a little bit smoother. So a little bit of an extended chip shot, which I'm going to go between the bunkers. It's going to land short, and then from there I know that will be running up, but I can control that run, whereas when I'm hitting a pitching wedge up in the air with this breeze that's picking up, I can't control that. So again, stance is a little bit narrower. Couple of practice swings of how I want that to feel. So it came out a little bit right, but because it's lower, instead of it kicking right, it's kicked straight on, and that's now under the flag and giving ourselves a chance. So I've made that pretty effortless. I've hit an alright drive to get obviously off the tee, and then from there I've hit a nice easy 4-iron, not much stress, narrower stance, a nice smooth motion, and just chipped it down here 180 yards. And then again I've gone up an extra club and I've basically chipped it down there. So he's taking away stress of having to hit full shots. Yes, when we can, there is a time and a place for it, as always. You know, if we're into the wind, it might be a little bit different, but downwind here, we can get that ball running up to the flag and giving ourselves a chance. We're in the middle of the green now, just under the flag, in 3 shots, and it's not really been much hard work. I've got it on there, I've got an outside chance at a birdie, but I'm going to get out here with an easy par, and this is where I see a lot of mid-handicap golfers where you can save a lot of shots if you just play a little bit smarter, play easier shots instead of the high tariff. So now let's see where my other one is on the green. So we're up on the green now. You can see both balls here. So this one closest to us is the one I hit in with a 6-iron. The one across there is the 9-iron that I've chipped up there. So we've got about 20 feet, and I'd say we've got 40 feet here. So if I can get out with 1 birdie and 1 par, I'll be more than happy. So first of all, we're going to come and play the eagle putt. So I'm going to go through my normal process. So I've got that as a 2, so I'm going to play it just outside the left. That gives me around about 3 feet outside of the left. So like we talked about in the putting video on Monday, I'm now going to line this ball up but pick a point just in front that's on that same line. So I've picked a point just in front of me there now. I'm now confident that's lined up exactly where I want it to be. So in I come, normal routine, again looking at the hole, couple of practice swings, and then come in and play that putt. So the good news, it would have been right in the middle, but as we expect, first putt of the day on the greens, a little bit short. So hopefully we can knock that one in for birdie. But let's play the one we chipped in with the 9-iron. So here we have the one that I chipped in with the 9-iron. So again, it landed 20 yards short, but because I've chipped it in there, it's ran up and it finished bang under the hole. So this is the place where I'd want to be. Again, if I'd have hit a full pitching wedge, I might have gone long. I've then got a tough putt. If I'd have missed the green anywhere, I'm short-sided with a really tough chip. So then from there, especially anyone who's not confident with chipping, we start to look at people getting bogeys from a position in the fairway, which was quite a simple shot in. So same process. So I've got that moving a 1, slightly right to left. So we'll take that. So I've played it like I would with a mid-handicapper. Doesn't always go like that, trust me. I played it like a mid-handicapper. I've made the hole very easy. I've given myself the easiest putt on the green. So one that doesn't move a lot, but it's uphill. So being uphill, I can be a bit more positive with my putt. I'm not worried about it running away and, you know, leaving myself a 3 or 4 footer downhill because of that. So start to think about where you can place your shots on the green. But you see, from the second shot, I was already looking at where the flag was, and then from that decided where I was trying to hit the ball on the fairway and how far down. So think about the flag, think about where's the easiest shot in. So if we can find the easiest shot in, you're going to have more confidence. If we're going over a bunker, that's when most amateurs start to think, oh god, I'm going in the bunker here. either catch it heavy or send it flying over the back. So plot your way. As soon as you've hit the tee shot, you can even start from the tee shot if you can see the hole. Start to say, okay, if I'm up the right hand side, I can then just knock it down on the left side of the fairway, because then the pin's at the back of the right. But I'm starting to think my way around as a start and playing away from any hazards, as opposed to playing towards hazards, having a lot of pressure and starting to get high scores on par fives. You can see par fives for everyone should be a good chance of getting a birdie, getting a par, or at worst getting a bogey. So use your handicap to your advantage, but start to think about, right, where's the flag, where can I place my ball? So I've made a birdie with the amateur way of playing it. Let's see if I can make a birdie with where I was in 2. So obviously my first putt was from around about 40-45 feet, and for example, a lot of amateurs think from there we should be making 2 putts. So for example, tour average over 30 feet, they're more likely to 3-putt than they are to 1-putt. So the chances of going for a 3-putt is higher. So if we 2-putt from there, we've gained a lot of strokes on the field, because it's a tough putt, especially today, not making excuses, but it's my first putt there. But we take the positive. So although I'm 3 or 4 feet short, the ball rolled well, it started where I wanted it to, and I know that the green read was right if I hit the right pace. So although it's short, take the positives from that putt. So don't start to think negative, oh, I've got one of those short putts that nobody likes. Start to think, well, you know, I putted well, it was a good strike, the ball rolled perfect, I know the read was right, and I started the ball on long. So again here, I've got this on the left edge. So let's line that up, make sure it's good, perfect. Good. So 2 fours, played in 2 totally different ways. Again, I'd have gained a lot of shots from holing that putt. I'd have gained shots from those 2 putts. But I've started to play the hole as easy as possible for me. So if I've hit the ball far enough, I know I can reach, I can give myself a long putt, but I should be able to 2-putt hopefully. If I can't reach the green, I take the trouble out of the way and I start to play sensibly, getting myself the easiest shot to the flag with my 3rd. Even if it's with your 4th, let's make it the easiest shot to get to the flag. You've still got a chance at a par, and if not, you're getting what your handicap probably says, which is a 6. So guys, so far 1 under par, which again is a rarity. It's not something that happens very much when I go out playing. But next week we've got a par 3, a relatively short par 3, but a tricky green. So we're going to see how again I would line that up. It's obviously not like the last, which was playing 240 yards last week, or 250. It's now going to be playing probably around about 160 yards. So we're going to talk through how I would play that, where I want to put it on the green, and how we avoid any kind of trouble. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that, and hopefully you've taken something from that. Comment below, do you want to see a mid-handicapper go through and I play around with them and we talk through their course management? Also, the mid-handicapper, we're going to be going through his short game. We're also going to do things like fittings. So comment anything below that you want to see. And as for now, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday.